Now on Nightside, the Lilac Parade is more than just a beloved Spokane tradition. It boosts Spokane's economy by millions of dollars.
Get ready for more record-breaking temperatures on Saturday. I'll let you know how hot it's going to get and when you can expect a cool down in the first alert forecast.
Temperatures hitting record levels. Extreme heat kills. 164 people die every year. That's according to the National Weather Service, making heat the deadliest weather hazard in the U.S. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. The Spokane Lilac Festival and Armed Forces Torchlight Parade takes place tomorrow. It's in downtown Spokane. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Roads will close and plenty of events are going to be taking place all around Riverfront Park. But it's more than just a beloved Spokane tradition. The Lilac Festival President Sam Snow says it's all about the troops.
You know, we're the Armed Forces Torchlight Parade, and so our #1 focus is always on military and veterans. And we love having our veterans come out. We love having our active military come out and highlighting them. That's always going to be our focus.
Snow says the float this year will be spectacular, and while he wouldn't tell us everything, he did hint that the onward theme of the festival this year means there will be a train involved somewhere in the float. And this is the parade route. It's going to, of course, close some streets right around 9 a.m. for a car show. And then starting at 4 p.m., more downtown roads will close as the city prepares for the parade. That starts at 7:45 and roads will reopen around 11 p.m. Before you go to the parade, you can peruse local handmade goods at the Lilac City Marketplace on Howard Street or stop by Riverfront Park and sample some beers at Brewfest. That's going on from 1 until 5 o'clock. Whether you're participating in one of the marching bands or representing the city on a float, people visiting from out of town are already here.
They're buying from businesses, they're eating at restaurants. The Lilac Festival gives Spokane a boost in our economy. New on Nightside, Rania Kaur spoke to one business with a front seat to the parade.
Aaron, Kirsten, the Armed Forces Torchlight Parade will be rolling through the streets of downtown starting tomorrow at 7:45. For businesses like MRU's, which is right next to the parade route, they're expecting new people to be walking through their doors for the first time.
On Howard Street, parking meters already have no parking signs. People are already claiming their front seat for the annual parade. And inside Emma Rue's, owner Aaron Hine is already preparing.
We definitely see lots of people. It's great exposure just for them to learn that we're out here.
Last year was the Coffee and Cocktail Bar's first time being right on the parade route.
Because we're a few blocks off the main drag, sometimes people are still kind of experiencing us.
Whether it's stopping in for a cocktail at Emma Rue's or shopping around downtown,
you have thousands of people crammed into downtown Spokane on one day.
Kate Hudson with Visit Spokane says the Lilac Festival is an economic boost.
We estimate that the Lilac Festival and the parade bring in about $2.3 million to Spokane.
Aaron is ready for the crowd and the business.
I'm sure this year it'll be 90, so we'll be doing a lot more cocktails this year.
Now, of course, the Lilac Festival will be in full swing beginning tomorrow morning. For a complete list of the events, you can head on to our website at kxly.com. In Spokane, I'm Rania Kaur, 4 News Now.
And hey, if you are headed downtown for the festival, be sure to bring your water.
It's going to get pretty hot out there. Chris, how hot is it going to be?
Oh, this might be our warmest Lilac Parade ever. 90 degrees, the forecast high. That would be a new record. 86 is the record for tomorrow, set back in 1928. We broke a record today. 87 was the high today. That's a new record for Spokane. 85, the previous record, set back in 2006. Temperatures around the region today, lots of locations getting into the 90s. Omak, Moses Lake, Lewiston, 92 degrees. We'll see a lot more 90s on the map tomorrow. Some hazy sunshine to start the day. We still have that wildfire smoke, mainly in the mid and upper layers. Our air quality has been faring pretty well. High of 90, and we'll be clearing out some of that smoke with sunny skies the rest of the day. Some changes for the second half of the weekend. Plus, we'll be dry in Spokane, but there will be some thunderstorms around the region. I'll show you the computer model in just a few minutes. Aaron?
Chris, thank you. The world is seeing more extreme temperatures.
We're certainly seeing some records here in Spokane, as Chris mentioned, and the number of days with temperatures over 100 degrees has increased by about 50% since the 1950s. And extreme heat kills. 164 people die every year. That's according to the National Weather Service, making heat the deadliest weather hazard in the United States.
Heat has been referred to as a silent killer because people don't necessarily know what are the warning signs that they should be watching out for in terms of heat stroke and dehydration and other health-related impacts due to exposure to heat.
The CDC says staying indoors, staying hydrated, cutting down on your time outside, and staying up to date on weather alerts is what will help keep you safe. You can keep an eye on the temperature and prepare for the heat by downloading the KXLY weather app.
Prosecutor and coroner Ben Nichols died after a motorcycle crash today. The sheriff's office says he was initially rushed to St. Joseph Regional Medical Center in Lewiston. His injuries were so severe he was flown to Sacred Heart in Spokane, where he died.
That crash happened near the intersection at Critchfield Road and Swallow's Nest Drive in South Clarkston. Deputies say a man driving an SUV made a left turn in front of Nichols and crashed into his motorcycle. A former Cheney School District music director is facing a growing number of accusations that he sexually abused students at several schools.
Tonight, we're learning about several lawsuits that have been filed against the Cheney School District. In conjunction with these claims, the accusations are against Michael Alstad, who was the music director at Cheney High School from 1982 to 86. At least one student who attended Cheney High during that time says she was a member of the band and Alstad sexually abused her for 2 years while she was a minor. The victim says the first incident of sexual assault took place in the Cheney Middle School percussion room, the next one in the Cheney High School band room. This lawsuit claims the Cheney School District was aware of this abuse and failed to report it. In 1986, Alstad resigned from Cheney and was hired with the Aberdeen School District. Multiple former students at Aberdeen schools have come forward with similar allegations.
The claim against Cheney School District is that they knew specifically that he'd been involved in sexual abuse complaints that were virtually verified, and then said nothing to the Aberdeen School District after they were going through their process of checking references to determine whether they should hire him.
We reached out to the Cheney School District about this lawsuit. They declined to comment. This lawsuit is scheduled to go to trial 6 months from now. For more information on when these allegations first came to light and the amount paid out in settlements so far, look for this story on KXLY.com. Well, man is in jail tonight following an hours-long standoff in Spokane Valley.
It happened near East Maxwell and North Far Road. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says a woman called saying her boyfriend was inside her home with her keys, and she said she couldn't leave. She also told them she had children inside the home. Deputies surrounded the house and identified 25-year-old Jacob Haley as the suspect. They believed he could be armed. He refused to come out at first, but a few hours later, he did surrender and was arrested.
Time for a look at First Sports. I'm Julian Minnesota. Monday will be like the first day of school for the Seattle Seahawks. They put on that fresh jersey for the first time. There's a ton of excitement. The team begins OTA workouts, OTA otherwise known as organized team activities. And there are 3 phases of OTA practices. The first focuses on team meetings and strength and conditioning. The next phase will have players go through various non-contact drills. And the final phase, that's the fun part. That'll focus on the team scrimmages. That's when the players can start tackling each other. The Seahawks will have 9 total OTA practices, and head coach Pete Carroll, he can't wait to get started.
I really am charged about this group, and the whole offseason has been that there's a sense, of something special's happening, and I've felt this before in other years, coming off of the year before, not quite getting the business taken care of, and you can feel that it's there. It's about building that relationship and that connection to the commitment and the goals and where we think we can go, and we get nothing but really high expectations around here.
Seahawk OTAs begin Monday. Reporting live in the studio, Julian Minnesota, 4 News Now Sports.
Julian, thank you. If you have a tattered old American flag that needs retired, tomorrow's your chance to exchange it for a brand new one. It's the Great American Flag Swap. It's at Par Lumber, which is in Northeast Spokane. Just swing by between 8 a.m. to noon tomorrow, and they give you a brand new American-made flag in exchange for your old flag. You have to act quick, though. They only have 75 flags to give away. Par Lumber is at let's say 4111 East Francis.
Some Target candles are being recalled for breaking and cutting people's hands when they're lit. We'll tell you the brand to look out for.
Plus, Mark Peterson and the Extreme team are preparing to give a local baseball field a much-needed upgrade. That's next on Nightside.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Washington's Lottery and Hit 5.
It's spring decking season, which means the best time to get the best selection and savings before the summer rush hits. From the decking pros at Windsor Plywood.
It's time to shop, shop for wood.
Shop where the contractors go for the best ideas to make your backyard beautiful for summer. From a great selection of aluminum and iron rod railing to the best quality decking choices, Windsor Plywood is the one-stop shop to get it done.
Windsor Plywood.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
It goes like one margarita. Bluebird in my heart. Baby, you're playing hard to forget.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
Nick, shoot it!
Are you filming?
Yep.
That's a good one. You kind of have to be able to see my feet. I'll post it.
Try rolling your wrist, dude.
And I'll put my weight on the back, especially my outside foot.
Balance is key.
So is stick work.
Mom, I'll be up front. You should switch to sledding.
They should switch to being helpful. I'm a blocking. Good idea.
Keep your eyes up, man.
Try to keep the control on your weight going forward. Weight open.
Nice snap.
Tap, tap. Get that power.
That's what's paying off.
Come on, hustle back. Hustle back. Come here. You go out. Next step. Center. Go. Come here. Come on. Come on.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
He's got the stars.
Yeah.
The studs.
I don't remember a time in my life I didn't watch his shows.
And the unexpected.
I've always thought of you as Dave Jr.
Every hair on my body is standing up right now.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tin Roof.
Thanks for staying up with us. If you love baseball, you'll play just about anywhere, but there's nothing better than playing on a brand new field. So Mark Peterson and the Extreme team are preparing to give a local field a pretty nice upgrade.
This year, they're going to head out to Chuck Holt Memorial Field in Rathdrum for this year's Diamond and Dreams project. The field is in the Stub Myers Park, and starting Monday, the team will start building a new infield, expanding the field so it can be used for baseball and softball. And they'll also be building backstops on the other field in the park and a whole lot more. So be sure to watch 4 News Now all next week to get daily updates on their progress leading up to the big reveal. That's on Thursday at 6.
Here's our time lapse looking over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena southwest from our station here today, and that awful haze on the horizon. You have to look straight up to see the blue skies. And it was an unwelcome sight. It is coming from a large number of fires burning across Canada from lightning strikes at the beginning of May. We're seeing a little bit of a shift in our winds, and some of the heaviest smoke is now traveling to the east, and we are going to start clearing out some of the smoke around the region as well, dispersing it, not just pushing it away throughout the atmosphere rather than just to our neighbors to the east. Our air quality right now is moderate, and that's where it's been all day. If you're extremely sensitive or in that sensitive group, would still keep a very close eye on air quality through Saturday morning. We have an air quality alert through Saturday morning for eastern Washington. It goes through Saturday afternoon in western Montana. Mostly clear but hazy tonight, a low of 60 degrees. Record high 90 tomorrow. Hazy sunshine in the morning, and then we'll see those southeasterly winds pushing that smoke away as they become a little more southwesterly. Meanwhile, that high of 90 would be a record for the day. Our average date of the first 90-degree day is June 19th, so we're about a month ahead of schedule. Our record, however, is April 24th. That was back in 1977. I'll be back in just a few minutes to tell you about the thunderstorm activity possible the second half of the weekend and the cool down on the way. Aaron?
Chris, thank you. New on Nightside, many men experiencing mental illness suffer in silence. According to the CDC, men make up 50% of the population, but 80% of suicides. Licensed mental health counselor Mike Evers says he's noticed some men are apprehensive to seek help because of social stigmas related to masculinity. He believes these stigmas can be traced back to messages taught to boys in their early childhood years.
Those messages we can get, oh, you're too sensitive, or don't be a baby, stop crying, or get over it. If any guy played sports, he may have heard, just push through it. No pain, no gain. But then when we apply messages like that in other areas of life where they don't work, then we have that stigma of, I need to just push through it, I need to solve this by myself.
Instead, Evers suggests messages of emotional reassurance be taught to boys when they are young.
I think one of the best things that we can do for little boys is to normalize what they're feeling. For them to hear, I get scared too. I sometimes feel hurt when I don't get invited to parties. And to open that conversation.
Well, this way, boys can build positive mental health practices to use as they get older. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis, call or text 988 to reach a trained counselor 24/7.
Actress Tori Spelling is sharing her experience with mold in her home and the illness it caused her family. She took to Instagram asking her 1.7 million followers for lawyer recommendations, saying, quote, our troubles are next level with our mold problem and the house that's been slowly killing us for 3 years. Medical toxicologist Dr. Stephanie Widmer says mold exposure can cause a variety of symptoms.
Aside from things like skin and nail infections, usually the most common complaints that are associated with mold or fungal infection are usually respiratory, coughing, asthma exacerbations, bronchitis.
According to the CDC, exposure to mold can lead to stuffy nose, wheezing, red or itchy eyes and or skin. Severe reactions can include fever and shortness of breath. Dr. Widmer says you should try to get rid of mold as quickly as possible.
Best thing you can do is kind of, clear up the moisture in the environment, get rid of the mold, and the symptoms hopefully should go away.
A new study found that people in rural areas were less likely to have health insurance while pregnant,
decreasing their ability to receive regular prenatal and postnatal checkups that can be critical to their health. Getting health care post-pregnancy is essential, as some women may be at a higher risk for illnesses like hypertension or depression. 13% of rural residents were uninsured by 3 months postpartum. Previous research indicates that rural residents may also receive less care because they have to travel farther, which may worsen these problems. The researchers are calling on policymakers to address this gap in health care.
An estimated 70% of cardiac arrests happen at home. That's according to the CDC. About half of those people don't get the help they need before the ambulance arrives.
And that's why the American Heart Association says it is critical for everyone to know what to do in an emergency, including your kids. The first step for signs to look for when someone is having a heart attack.
They've suddenly collapsed. They're not breathing normally. Maybe they're gasping for air.
Experts say for every minute a person is in cardiac arrest and they don't have CPR performed, their chances of survival go down by 10%. That's why they recommend older children who have enough strength should learn the potentially life-saving technique.
I have them practice at home about where is your breastbone. Okay, how would you find that on somebody else? Okay, if you needed to push hard and fast at a rate of 100 to 120 beats per minute, we turn on the radio and we listen to a few songs that we know are at that beat.
The American Heart Association has more information on CPR, including the classes that the organization offers on their website at cpr.heart.org.
There's a consumer alert for Target candles. Target is recalling nearly 5 million candles that are reported to break or crack. The candles are sold under the brand name Threshold. The affected products can be returned for a full refund.
Well, still ahead, a bird's eye view of a lake just outside of Coeur d'Alene that's just been filled with fish. That's next on Nightside.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
At Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, we know everyone has their favorite spot. It's the Memorial Day sale. For a limited time, save 30% store-wide and get 36 months special financing. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
This is Dan. Dan is digging a tunnel. Dan really wants to attend the MLB All-Star Week at T-Mobile Park, so Dan is digging. Too bad no one told Dan about the $5 Hit 5 ticket from Washington's lottery. Each purchase comes with a chance to win one of 14 MLB All-Star Week prize packages. But Dan doesn't know that, so Dan is digging. Good luck, Dan. You might want to hurry. Or go get a $5 Hit 5 ticket from Washington's lottery.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXOY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
It's the biggest used vehicle sale to hit the Spokane area in years this week at the Spokane Valley Mall. As multiple dealers and over 400 top-quality used trucks, sports cars, and low-mileage SUVs are marked down and priced to sell fast, with top dollar offered for all trade-ins and over $2 million brought in to loan out. Plus, you can even roll some dice for a chance to win $5,000. It's the biggest used vehicle sale in town this week at the Spokane Valley Mall.
It's my favorite time of year. Lazy Boy's having a sale again.
Wow, I'm getting good at this.
The Memorial Day sale, 30% off everything. Lazy Boy, live life comfortably.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tire Store.
A few isolated thunderstorms this evening around the Wenatchee area up toward Chelan, but we are dry across the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. If you've got a little clearing at your house, there are some reports of the northern lights. Hard to see with this haze on the horizon, but it's worth a shot if you've got a dark sky. Let's start the forecast radar off at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Dry across Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We start to see the thunderstorms develop once again on the east slopes of the Cascades and into the northeast mountains and Okanagan. Here's 8 o'clock parade time, actually 7:45. Everything's just fine in Spokane. And then we start bringing in some thunderstorms overnight, Sunday or Saturday into Sunday. The possibility of some strong storms on Sunday, and we're also going to get some cooler, fresher air in for the day. Overnight lows tonight will be down in the 50s and 60s. High temperatures tomorrow, lots of 90s on the map, even in Bonners Ferry and Colville in the 90s. Meanwhile, your planning forecast, showers and possible thunderstorms on Sunday after a record high of 90 on Saturday. Much cooler on Monday. In fact, 1 degree below average, and then we're right back up above average with 70s and a chance of mountain showers for the rest of the week. Pick of the night tonight. This is from Tonight in Sandpoint. While we're getting ready for the Lilac Festival, Lost in the 50s is already underway. They had their car parade tonight. This photo is from Hannah Mills. She said it was a beautiful evening. They enjoyed the classic cars and they enjoyed the beautiful skies. Kirsten?
Oh, Sandpoint, just beautiful. The envy of the country a lot of times.
Yes.
Well, for many, there's nothing better than packing the cooler and hitting the many lakes and rivers in our area to do a little fishing.
In this week's Air for Adventure, we're giving you a bird's eye view of a lake just outside of Coeur d'Alene that has just been filled with fish. Let's go with our Air 4 drone over Fernan Lake.
Fernan Lake is where we are at today. I think it's the adrenaline rush of it. It's probably what it is. The minute that I feel that bite or that end, that something on the end of my line, I think that's like the, I don't know, it's like an addictive feeling that kind of gets you hooked every single time you do it. Hammered on a jerkbait all the time by trout. I love fishing for trout. It's how I grew up fishing. The one thing that I love about North Idaho is we have such a healthy trout population. That's one thing I think we take pride in a lot. And so when I see them stalking the lakes and everything, it makes me so excited to go out and catch those trout.
We're interested in taking rainbow trout in order to understand how anglers use those fish when we stock them in lakes. We want to make sure that the trout we're stocking are being used to their fullest potential. Specifically, we were putting T-bar anchor tags in rainbow trout. Each tag has a unique number, and there's a phone number on the tag and allows anglers who might catch that fish to call and report the tag and their catch of that fish. We were at the Sandpoint Fish Hatchery. That facility is not used to raise fish anymore, but it is a distribution center for rainbow trout being stocked throughout the Panhandle region. We stock somewhere around 15 to 20 lakes in the Panhandle region with rainbow trout. We use hatchery fish for a variety of reasons. One of the most common reasons is to make fishing better. So we're interested in putting fish in places that might not have enough fish to make angling successful, or just to provide a harvest opportunity where wild populations might not support a lot of harvest. Today we're going to stock probably around 800 fish or so, I think. Fernan Lake in particular, place we're at today, does get a lot of the rainbow trout that we stock in the region. It's one of the places that has really good angler access, and we want to provide a great opportunity to catch these fish at a place where people can get at them. So Fernan Lake's a great place to do that.
On a beautiful day, I just like to absorb the good weather, honestly. Like, life throws so many harsh things at people and so many unexpected things. I just like to take the good things while I have it and enjoy them and take advantage of fishing, something I love to do.
Washington State baseball needs to win this weekend to keep their season alive, and they're going against one of the best teams in the nation. That's coming up next in sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Medellin Falls Bigfoot Festival.
Let's wave the flag together. Hello, I'm Mark Peterson with 4 News Now, presenting the Great American Flag Swap.
Bring your old tattered flag to PAR on May 20th, and in exchange, you'll receive a new American-made flag from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
You just turned this thing into a competition.
Sunday, Idol's epic grand finale is live. With performances by Pitbull, Keith Urban, Kylie Minogue, TLC, Lainey Wilson, Jelly Roll, and more.
You all are amazing.
Plus, it's our final three. Iam.
God gave you the magic, buddy.
Megan.
I could just listen to song after song.
Holland.
One moment can change your life. That was the moment.
And
we crowned your next American Idol.
The grand finale live Sunday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
The Floor Trader Outlet's Memorial Day blowout sale going on now. Click Together waterproof flooring starting at just 99 cents. Carpet starting at only 69 cents. The Floor Traders blowout sale.
Where the Northwest saves on flooring.
Corner of Division and Francis.
It's spring decking season, which means the best time to get the best selection and savings before the summer rush hits. From the decking pros at Windsor Plywood.
It's time to shop, shop for wood.
Shop where the contractors go for the best ideas to make your backyard beautiful for summer. From a great selection of aluminum and iron rod railing to the best quality decking choices, Windsor Plywood is the one-stop shop to get it done.
Windsor Plywood.
The Floor Trader Outlet's Memorial Day blowout sale going on now. Laminate starting at just 85 cents. And tile starts at only 29 cents. The Floor Traders blowout sale.
Where the Northwest saves on flooring.
Corner of Division and Francis.
Let's wave the flag together. Hello, I'm Mark Peterson with 4 News Now, presenting the Great American Flag Swap.
Bring your old tattered flag to PAR on May 20th, and in exchange, you'll receive a new American-made flag from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
Well, it's do or die time for Washington State baseball. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesound. Now, the Washington State baseball team is still in position to earn a spot in the Pac-12 tournament. The Cougars entered today sitting in that 9th and final tournament spot, but would they stay in that spot? Washington State versus number 3 Stanford picked things up in the 5th inning. Washington State trailing 2-1 when Stanford's Malcolm Moore brings home a pair of runs with a double down the line as the Cougars fall behind 4-1. But Washington State had a pretty good rally in the next inning. Bryce Matthews delivers with runners on base. That cuts Stanford's lead down to 6-3. So the Cougars are in business there. But then Stanford, well, they tighten things up on the mound. Kyle Russell has a chance to tie things up for the Cougs, but he strikes out looking. Not how you want to go down. Washington State comes up short 7-4. Now, with the loss, Washington State and Cal's win over Washington, that puts Cal ahead of Washington State for that final spot in the Pac-12 tournament. Tomorrow is the final day of the regular season. The Cougars need to win to give themselves a chance. First pitch against Stanford is set for noon. Gonzaga baseball on the road against Santa Clara. Bulldogs leading 1-0 in the first inning. But Santa Clara's Efren Monzo. That baseball has a family, Efren. Monzo crushes this one for his 15th home run of the year. Gonzaga trails 2-1. But not many teams could beat Santa Clara with the way they hit the baseball today. Check out this next one from Eamon Lance. He takes this one deep. Gonzaga allowed 12 runs in this game on 15 hits. That's not going to get it done. 12-1 is the final. Series finale between these teams is at noon tomorrow. The Seattle Mariners opening up a 3-game series against one of the best teams in baseball, the Atlanta Braves. Game tied at 1 in the 7th. Cal Raleigh crushes it, but Ronald Acuna Jr. is a big-time player. Look at that grab. He robs Raleigh of an extra base hit and prevents Seattle from taking the lead. Same inning. Runners at the corners for the Mariners. Teoscar Hernandez, that'll get it done. He hits it in front of Acuna this time. 1 run will score, and it's 2-1 Seattle. Bottom half of the inning, Marcell Ozuna answers for the Braves. That brings home a run, and just like that, this game is tied once again at 2. Now, still in the 7th inning, it'll be runners on the corners for Atlanta. Orlando Arcia at the plate, and yeah, that's trouble for Seattle. It goes all the way to the wall, actually bounces off the wall there, and that gives Atlanta the 3-2 lead. And then in the 8th inning, Matt Olson bringing the thunder for the Braves. The solo home run right here makes it 4-2 Atlanta. And that's all she wrote. Mariners end up losing this one 6-2. Seattle's sliding a little bit. They've lost 3 in a row. And Washington State women's basketball has had a lot of success with international players over the years, and they've added another one to the roster. The Cougars signed Italian guard Eleonora Villa. Villa is the 5th member of the class of 2023-24, so that's not for next season. It's for the following season. Villa has been a part of the Italian national women's basketball program since 2020, and she is averaging 13 points a game in her international season. And that'll wrap us up for sports. We'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Let's wave the flag together. Hello, I'm Mark Peterson with 4 News Now, presenting the Great American Flag Swap.
Bring your old tattered flag to Par on May 20th, and in exchange, you'll receive a new American-made flag from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
Performance. It's what powers the 2023 family of Mazda CUVs. With standard I-Active all-wheel drive and an available turbo engine. Helping you take performance further.
With effortless power and the reliability of I-Active all-wheel drive, Mazda CUVs are built for the Pacific Northwest. Take a test drive today at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
You filming? Yep. Try rolling your wrist, dude.
You gotta focus on balance.
You should switch to sledding. I'm gonna block him. Good idea.
Don't forget stick work. Hustle's paying off.
Let's wave the flag together. Hello, I'm Mark Peterson with 4 News Now, presenting the Great American Flag Swap.
Bring your old tattered flag to Par on May 20th, and in exchange, you'll receive a new American-made flag from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Well, after the weather drama of the weekend, weather highs, we've got records, we have smoke, we have showers and thunderstorms. A very tranquil week next week. I like the looks of those 70s.
I like the look of Monday.
Monday's pretty good too. Slight chance of showers, 68. Seasonable. That's seasonable.
I don't even know what seasonable is anymore.
It's upper 60s, 68.
90 tomorrow.
It's not 90.
Oh, goodness.